Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope you guys are having hope you guys' week is going well. Been an interesting week here, I can say that. Um, Heather's back in New York. She left last night and she got home first early this morning, and so she is back up at the hacienda in New York. It was really nice having her here. It was a great visit, and so it was nice, anytime anytime I get a chance to spend time with my kids is always a good thing. So all right, so before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to all be decent, be kind to each other in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you can't do that, then those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here, because we are not going to have it. We're not going to tolerate that. Okay. All right, so um, we're going to get into the topic here very, very quickly, but I'm going to share something with you guys first. All right. I've been alluding, and I was going to save this when I had the news, and I was expecting the news to be different, but because it's not different, I'm going to share it with you because this I just found out today. So we have been in the process of purchasing the property. Like if you go up into the upper meadow and got the fence line, you notice how that dude over there has not cut down his field or done anything with his field and all that, right? Well, we were in the process of going to buy that property, another 25 acres. So we were going to go from having 25 acres here at the homestead to having 50. And I wasn't going to say anything, obviously, until it was a done deal and all those type of things. But so I'm just going to give you kind of a breakdown. We're going to do the deal. I went to the lawyer yesterday. We were going to have a closing date in 2 weeks. We had the financing, everything was all set up. Boom, boom, boom. Going to be a cash deal, buy that property, and it was going to be ours. This morning, now I want you guys to understand something, first of all, and some of you will get this and some of you won't, depending on your generation. Made him an offer, sat there, shook hands. Yes, I'm going to sell you the property. We shook hands on it, came to an agreement. And then it was a process of, getting into the lawyer and dealing with that type of situation. So he calls me this morning and says, because I had called him. I called him and I said, hey, listen, 2 weeks we're going to have, we're going to be closing. We're good. Everything is beautiful. And he says, I've changed my mind. I'm not selling the property. So we're not getting that property next door, unfortunately. I was really hoping that that was going to go through and that we were going to get that deal done. Um, when I talked to the lawyer, what she had told me was, you know, because you have a verbal agreement and you didn't have it in writing, she said there's really nothing that you can do. Um, she said, you could still take him to court, but then it comes down to your word against his word. And I'll tell you exactly, I was like, I really didn't mince any words with this young man, to be honest with you. I said, I said, we had a handshake agreement and you had agreed to sell me this property. And I said, I've put a lot of work. I'm killing my volume on my phone, guys. I said, I put in a lot of work on this prop, to make this happen. And now we're 2 weeks away from being closed and you're going to back out. Well, he's giving me this excuse, that excuse, the other thing. I said, well, I guess your word don't mean squat. I go, I guess your word doesn't mean squat. Um, and so yeah, it was not a good, pleasant conversation, because to me, once you make a deal and you shake hands on a deal is a deal, uh, you know, and you don't welch on it. But anyway, so what I said to him, I told him what the lawyer said. I said, well, because he called me initially, then I did call him back. The lawyer said, and I told him what the lawyer had said. I said, so I could take you to court. I said, but you would just go to court and lie anyway. So Yeah, probably not going to be on really good terms with him moving forward, to be honest with you. He's not here very much, which is fine. But yeah, not real happy, to be honest with you. You know, it happens. Now, here's what I look at things, okay? Everything happens for a reason, everything happens when it should. All right. I live by that. So I have to sit back and go, okay, this wasn't meant to be. This particular deal was not meant to be. And I'm also a big believer in karma. And when you don't do the right thing, if you will, and this the right thing was be, you agreed to it, let's do the deal, we got you squared away, you're good to go. Um, oh, did he give a reason for not selling? Yeah, what he said to me, and I'm going to tell you what. Um, no, it was not on the market, Vlad. He okay. So what had happened initially? And I'll give you the whole breakdown. Back on my birthday, June 9th, I get a phone call from him, and he said, "Listen, I want to sell my property." He goes, now tell me if any of this makes sense. So we're gonna get into the topic, I promise. Okay, but I wanted to share this with you. So he says.